Well, here we are in sunny Sheffield. The start of spring, so of course there's snow on the hills. But we'll have a look at Mount Roland when we get out and start walking. Sheffield apparently is known for its murals, so let's go and have a look with fresh eyes. Fresh this morning, and we'll see why in a minute. Sheffield, town of murals. We're going to be quite busy getting through these today. In the car before we got out, and it was a balmy 6 degrees, so walking will be helping me to stay warm. The town is dominated in some ways by Mount Roland up the back there. Some snow on it this morning, and clouds hanging over the top. Let's go and find these murals. The traditional double-storied hotel with the filigree ironwork, very pretty. And opposite that is the first mural I've found. And there's another look at the Sheffield Hotel from the other angle. Clearly a town with a relatively low crime rate. There's your police station, not much bigger than a double garage. There's another view of Mount Roland and the ranges at the background. Quite impressive. I'm getting close. Closer anyway. Like a sheer wall almost. Snow on the top half. It's an odd thing, an unmuralled wall. Although nature has formed its own. Just walking back up past that first mural we spotted. Bit of a real estate opportunity for you if you're interested in moving to Sheffield. Another little side mural there next to the servo, next to the mechanics. Upon a series of murals, however, I've got to show you something outside the motel first. Guard lions. Most impressive. Now some murals. There's one with Mount Roland in the background. Another agricultural scene. And this one, quite an interesting look at the bush. You can see there's a little Tassie devil down in the front there. Tassie devil there in the front. Particular mural is all about Cradle Mountain. Just isn't that far from here. Quite impressive country. We'll get up there and do a video one day. Here's an older drawing, painting of the past on the side of the pharmacy. Entitled Blackberries and Sorrel. And up a little further is the Sheffield streetscape. We'll step back to that. Interesting bullet grey on the right. And unpaved roadways. We'll start zigzagging back and forth as we find the murals on either side of the main street. Post office, and along the side more of your rural images. Quite impressive. We'll go over and have a look at what that stone monument is in a minute. This is known as the post office tree. Any mail you put in there, it gets a special postmark, town of murals on it. Across the way we have a mural of what would have been the upstairs of a granary, baker's place, for what's known as the Blacksmith Cafe and Grill. Really impressive cascade mural here on the side of Mountain Mama Pizza and Cafe. Quite impressive. The Fourth Falls. Say that 5 times quickly. Following through on the theme of the Blacksmith Cafe, There's the painting of the smithy with his faithful hound. The opposite is a tribute to the mountain rescue, because people do go up unprepared and not knowing the weather turns really quickly here. Now this one's entitled A Tiger's Last Hunt. You can see the extinct thylacines there. They're the ones with the stripes that were known as Tassie tigers. And down in the foreground you can see one of the devils. And here we have an homage to the old days of horse-drawn ploughing. This particular piece is called The World Opens, and it's about sunrise over cradle. The artist being self-referential, with the eagles stealing the paint. Pausing a little more on the agricultural theme. This one's called Rebirth. And we have in sculpture form a representation of the Tassie tiger. Bit of a donation to get in and have a look at the mural park. Quite happy to do that. Surveillance cameras in use. That's curious. They'll be filming me, filming them. A lot of you will have noticed it's a little bit later in the day. This is what happens when you fail to recharge your gimbal battery. It just goes all really floppy. So we're getting what we can with the charge that we've got. And there we go. Tasmanian wilderness at night, 2017. Pretty accurate. Really big skies here. A bit meta again with the artist painting the artist. A Chinese artist came here back in 2007. This is a spray painting of his trip over cradle. Whispers of Fleeting Beauty. This one touches me. It's lovely. Joy and beauty of life. It's quite a colourful double helix. This one's about the microscopic. You get some interesting fungal growth in the bush here in Tassie. Fortunate with the sun where it is at the moment, you only get the line of the shadow across the gentleman's face. But there's a little place called Tasmania up the road. We'll do a video from there one day. And the village of Lower Crackpot, which is a miniature village, which is always a hoot. Variation on the incredible journey. This little up close of a butterfly. Interesting play on perspective there, with the human being less than nature, but still a part of it. Bit of a hint of a Battlestar Galactica B there, very impressive. And a dive into the smaller areas of life. This one's called The Magic of the Minuscule. Quite interesting. This is the mural park. As you can see, they're the ones who've just been past. And this one's a postcard from Tassie. Well known for our apples, fruit, and of course down the bottom there's seafood and wine. This one's entitled The Other Side. I'm not sure the other side of what. It was painted by a Kiwi, so who's to know? Sorry about the light, but this one's all about extinctions and whatnot. Up there, shot of the tiger. We've got a quoll, a couple of quolls. It appears to be some sort of llama. And another devil. This one's entitled Travelling Dreams, Fire and Light. Some homage to the Da Vinci Kitty. Steaders by Julian Bale from Ulverston. did the walk along the Leven River through Ulverston a couple of videos back. I'll link that at the end. Nice view of the mountains and ranges at the back here. Yes, well, connectivity apparently. Wisdom imparted. It is a little bit impressionistic, I guess. It's entitled Many Hats, showing all the different sorts of people that have come to Australia over the years, but the land remains the same, even though it is constantly being changed. And underneath is all the weapons of war, the destruction. Another piece from a Kiwi, Shane Walker. This one's called The Voyager. I suspect they do some very interesting psychedelics in New Zealand. This one's overtly political. Not altogether sure what it's trying to say. This one's called Spirit of Adventure. Reminds me very much of looking out the window in primary school and seeing a lone cloud drifting away. My urge to move on and see new things was kindled then. Bit of a park next to the mural park. Gesture of goodwill between nations, eh? Wombats and pandas. This one's up for sale if you're interested. Only $1,000. Where would we be? The orangutan knows. I could go all deep and talk about the irreversibility of time loss and a waste of love, but this is in fact a blank canvas. One's called The Natural State. It's done by Daniel Adams, Professor of Art and Design in Arkansas, USA. Attempts to depict the natural beauty between Arkansas and Tasmania. Yes, bit of a stretch. We leave the mural park, across the road. There's another sizable mural to do with horse racing, I suspect, amongst other things. Sheffield itself wanders off that way. Park, and the last of the murals. A cool morning. Even a painting of a fire is nice to see. And then, even if you travel to the big smoke, if you look in the glasses, you can see the bush. It's always part of us. I was leaving town. I found what every township in Tassie has, across this whole wide brown land of ours. Memorial to the First World War and all the others after.